right now in his division. You know, you can say whatever you want. You can say he's boring. You can say, oh, he don't punch. You can say, you know, all these things about him. But I don't see nobody just, you know, eager to get in the ring with him.
Prior to the fight, Shakur, you like that fight?
We're not gonna fight Shakur. You know what I mean? Ryan, he's a good kid. You know what I mean? But I just don't see him fighting Shakur. You know.
Last night, did you get a chance to see it?
Last night, yeah, I watched the fight.
You're fucking with the wrong one.
But you really gotta ask yourself, if Ryan Garcia didn't have a left hook, what would he have? All Ryan truly has is that left hook.
That's why he originally promised Ryan he would not be moving if he fights Ryan. He's gonna stand right in front of him because he can just block the left hook. Check it out.
I think I seen a lot of...
Yeah, we don't need, but I mean, at the end of the day, Ryan ain't never win nothing in boxing. Like, what world title has Ryan won?
Just the interim, yeah, WBC.
He never won nothing in boxing. He never done nothing. He didn't accomplish nothing in boxing besides fighting with Tank. That was his biggest accomplishment.
He only showed one thing, which was moving around, and his hand wasn't hurt. His coach was telling him to throw it. Let's stop that narrative right now. He just been a hater since the amateurs, for real. And I want to fight him. I will beat his ass. I promise you that. Like, I've been in the ring with him. He's cool, but he just all scared all the time. Scared. In a pro fight, it's not gonna work.
Ryan Garcia's recent victory over Oscar Duarte has reignited his pursuit of a showdown with Shakur Stevenson, the reigning unified junior lightweight champion. With his dominant performance, Garcia has sent a clear message to Stevenson that he is ready to step up to the challenge and vie for supremacy in the lightweight division. Garcia's confidence stems from his impressive display of power, skill, and strategic prowess against Duarte. He dismantled Duarte with precision and determination, leaving no doubt about his dominance in the ring. This victory has not only solidified Garcia's position as a rising star in boxing, but has also fueled his desire to test his mettle against the elite of the lightweight division. Shakur Stevenson, known for his slick boxing style and defensive mastery, has emerged as a formidable force in the lightweight division. His technical skills, ability to control the pace of the fight, and undefeated record have made him a highly sought-after opponent. The potential matchup between Garcia and Stevenson has captured the attention of boxing fans worldwide, as it promises to be a clash of styles and a battle of wills. Garcia's power and aggression will clash with Stevenson's technical precision, creating a thrilling spectacle of skill and determination. Boxing legend Floyd Mayweather has weighed in on the highly anticipated matchup between Ryan Garcia and Shakur Stevenson, predicting that Stevenson will emerge victorious, potentially ending Garcia's career in the process. Mayweather, renowned for his astute boxing IQ and unparalleled ring acumen, believes that Stevenson's technical skills, defensive prowess, and overall fighting style pose a significant threat to Garcia's power-punching approach. Garcia is a tough kid with a lot of power, but I think he's in for a rude awakening when he steps in the ring with Shakur Stevenson, Mayweather stated. Shakur is a different breed of fighter. He's got the skills, the smarts, and the heart of a champion. Mayweather elaborated on his assessment, highlighting the stylistic contrast between the two fighters and the potential consequences for Garcia if he fails to adapt. Garcia is a one-trick pony, Mayweather explained. He relies on his power to knock people out, but power is not enough to beat Shakur. Shakur is too smart to get caught up in Garcia's power game. He'll pick Garcia apart from the outside, using his jab and his footwork to control the distance and dictate the pace of the fight. Mayweather further warned of the potential dangers Garcia faces if he persists with his current style against Stevenson. If Garcia comes in swinging, looking for that big punch, he's going to get caught, Mayweather asserted. Shakur is a master counterpuncher. He'll wait for Garcia to overextend, and then he'll land a counterpunch that will put Garcia down for good. Mayweather's assessment aligns with the consensus among boxing experts, who widely favor Stevenson to emerge victorious. Stevenson's undefeated record, coupled with his impressive display of skills against top-tier opponents, has solidified his position as one of the most formidable young fighters in the sport. Garcia, despite his impressive knockout record and vocal confidence, faces a daunting task against Stevenson. Garcia's power-punching style and reliance on one-dimensional tactics could leave him vulnerable to Stevenson's counter-punching and ability to control the tempo of the fight. Floyd Mayweather has expressed his disappointment in Ryan Garcia's recent performance against Oscar Duarte, particularly his use of the Philly shell defensive technique.
That angered Derrick James clearly. It's the reason why Derrick James said, "You ain't Floyd Mayweather. Stop doing it." So with that said, this performance and this outcome in response from Gervonta Tank Davis was met with silence. And sometimes silence speaks volumes.
Mayweather, renowned for his own mastery of the Philly shell, believes that Garcia's execution was flawed and left him vulnerable to Duarte's attacks.
But in the manner in which he chose to use it, the posture he used, and the way it looked when he used it, it just looked absolutely awkward.
"I felt clowned after watching Ryan Garcia's attempt at the Philly shell," Mayweather remarked. "It was like watching a caricature of the true technique. Garcia's hands were too low, his head was unprotected, and he lacked the fluidity and precision that are essential for the Philly shell to be effective."
He says, "What's going on in the sport of boxing? What are they doing today?" He says it gets worse every week. We see something worse every week. And Teofimo Lopez Sr.
Mayweather further elaborated on the intricacies of the Philly shell and the specific mistakes Garcia made.
It was very awkward. It was very unorthodox. And he was getting countered with left hooks and right hooks to the body, and left hooks up top. It just looked very awkward, very out of place.
Philly shell is not about simply covering up your face, Mayweather explained. It's about using your shoulders, elbows, and forearms to create layers of defense and deflect punches while simultaneously creating openings for counterattacks. Garcia failed to grasp these fundamental principles. But how went the fight? And why Floyd criticized Ryan for his performance? As the opening bell rang, Ryan Garcia immediately established his range with controlled lateral movement, punctuating his footwork with a steady stream of jabs and probing uppercuts. Oscar Duarte, the relentless pressure fighter, sought to disrupt Garcia's rhythm, relentlessly pressing forward and attempting to close the distance. Midway through the round, Duarte managed to connect with a solid left-handed punch, momentarily halting Garcia's momentum. In the second round, Garcia regained control, reasserting his jab as the primary weapon in his arsenal. Judiciously blended the jab with the occasional right hand, keeping Duarte at bay and dictating the pace of the fight. Duarte's best moment of the round came in the form of a sweeping left hook, which caught Garcia off guard and landed with authority. The third round marked a turning point in the fight as Garcia introduced a new element into his defensive strategy, a version of the Mayweather shoulder roll defense, originally known as the Philly shell. Garcia's attempt to emulate Mayweather's signature technique was met with mixed results. While he managed to deflect some of Duarte's punches with the shoulder roll, his execution was often awkward and inconsistent, leading to moments of vulnerability. As the fight progressed, Garcia's reliance on the shoulder roll became increasingly evident. He frequently turned his back on his opponent, exposing himself to counterpunches. Duarte, the seasoned veteran, recognized Garcia's defensive flaws and capitalized on them. In the fifth round, he landed 2 hard left hooks, catching Garcia off guard and sending a clear message that his shoulder roll was not impenetrable. The sixth round saw a continuation of Garcia's flawed shoulder roll technique. Despite the clear danger it posed, Garcia persisted in its use, leaving himself open to Duarte's attacks. Once again, Duarte capitalized on Garcia's defensive lapses, landing a double left hook that further exposed the shortcomings of Garcia's shoulder roll strategy. In the electrifying 8th round, with just 32 seconds remaining, Garcia unleashed his signature check left hook, sending a jolt through Duarte's system. Capitalizing on Duarte's dazed state, Garcia unleashed a relentless barrage of punches, forcing Duarte to crumble to the canvas. Unable to regain his composure, Duarte succumbed to the onslaught, and Garcia was declared the victor by way of knockout. Tonight's highlight was undoubtedly Garcia's triumphant return to the ring, silencing doubters and reclaiming his place among boxing's elite. However, Another key talking point emerged: Garcia's unorthodox version of the shoulder roll. Unbeknownst to many, Garcia's trainer, Derek James, is not known for instructing his fighters in the shoulder roll technique. This revelation suggested that the shoulder roll was a defensive maneuver that Garcia had personally decided to adopt. During the post-fight press conference, Garcia shed light on his trainer's disapproval of his shoulder roll technique. "Derek told me never to do that," Garcia confessed. He was like, "Don't do that shit, you ain't Mayweather." He'll never admit it, but he did say that. Garcia's acknowledgement of his trainer's reservations raised questions about the effectiveness and potential drawbacks of his unorthodox shoulder roll technique. While it seemed to provide some defensive benefits, its awkward execution and tendency to expose Garcia's back raised concerns about its long-term viability against more skilled opponents. Ryan Garcia's habit of disregarding his trainer's instructions has become a recurring theme in his career, raising concerns about his ability to adapt and improve as a fighter. Despite working with renowned coaches like Eddie Reynoso, Joe Goosen, and now Derek James, Garcia has consistently shown a reluctance to heed their advice, a trait that could hinder his progress and limit his potential. In his recent fight against Oscar Duarte, Garcia's unorthodox use of the shoulder roll defense drew attention to his disregard for his trainer's guidance. Despite Derek James's explicit disapproval of this technique, Garcia persisted in using it, exposing himself to counterpunches and raising questions about his judgment and discipline. This pattern of ignoring his trainer's instructions extends beyond defensive techniques. Garcia has also been known to deviate from his coach's game plans, opting for his own preferred strategies, even when they prove ineffective. This tendency to prioritize his own instincts over expert advice suggests an unwillingness to learn and adapt, a trait that could prove detrimental in the long run. The consequences of Garcia's insubordination have already become apparent. His failure to fully embrace the shoulder roll technique led to awkward execution and defensive lapses, allowing Duarte to land significant punches. Moreover, his disregard for his coach's game plans has contributed to his inconsistent performances and inability to consistently capitalize on his potential. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe and smash the like button, otherwise Shakur will lose against Ryan.